Turns out you'd think that Saturdays were for the boys, but it's Sundays.
Why would Saturdays be for the boys?
Saturdays are for the boys. You've never heard that?
No, I've never heard that.
Saturdays are for the boys, but this time, Sunday.
Where'd that come from?
Saturdays are for the boys?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Came from everywhere?
Get out of your house every now and again.
Well, do you know who coined the phrase?
America.
America coined Saturdays for the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a thing for a hot minute.
It may be because haven't been like hanging out with people all that often. Like I am a loner for the most part.
I am a loner for the most part now, but there was a time where I was extremely social, and it was always a thing from way back.
Saturday.
I'm more of a loner now. I guess you reach a certain age when you don't. I guess you don't fuck with people as much.
Boom.
Okay, he's checking in with my daughter now.
He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
I've never heard that.
Yeah, Saturdays are for the boys.
Okay, so he's gone off and asked my daughter. Saturdays for the boys. All right, fuck it. Saturdays for the boys.
Boys are back in town.
Hey guys, this is your warning. We do post up spoilers. At times we're relatively offensive. We use vulgar language. So if you think that any of those are gonna offend you in any way, shape, or form, take your step back right now. Because, buddy, this is not the place for you. Anywho, have fun listening to us. And yeah, this has been your final warning.
Well, hello, and welcome to another amazing, exciting adventure of Cinematic Anarchy, where we will fuck up your life. In a good way.
Well, I'm not trying to fuck anybody's life up. I'm just...
When life hands you lemons, you fuck them until you get lemonades.
Do not fuck lemons. Oh my god, the burn.
Until you get lemonades.
No.
Anyways,
I'm turning lemons with my dick, thank you.
Welcome to Cinematic Anarchy. We are here today to discuss a very terrible film, Tammy and the T-Rex, or Tanny and the
Teenage T-Rex. Yes.
Several different variations of this particular movie, but all in all, not the worst movie I've seen.
We actually had the privilege... Oh no, well, we have actually had him. We've watched bad movies before.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I guess... let's introduce ourselves, correct?
Yeah, well, that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, well, we skipped over that part. My name is Zeph. I am here with my two co-conspirators. Introduce.
Oh, yeah, hey, I'm Chris El Jeffe. I have not drank quite enough that I don't remember that.
Cool.
So we're good still.
He's still coherent. Coherent El Jeffe.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Omar.
All right. We just stopped after Omar.
Yeah, no, like, do you not have an epithet?
An epithet? I mean, I like to earn mine. You give me one when you feel... Just give me one you feel is suitable.
Omar, the outrageous...
Omar, the pattern maker.
Well, we got Seth as Zeph. Chris, I adopted the name El Jeffe. I don't know why.
It's an epithet.
Yeah.
I came up with that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing with me and nicknames. If I give somebody a nickname, they tend to stick for whatever reason.
And Omar is at best become Mr. Omar at some point. We've said Mr. Omar several times, but outside of that,
they do say Mr. Omar.
Mr. Omar, Asa just has a question.
Mr. Omar, sir. I gotta talk to you. Mr. Omar, sir.
Mr. Omar. Asa just wanted to know, can you read well? Because I can't read well.
So, here you go. That is going to be a challenge for the people listening to our podcast and the people watching here on Facebook. We need to come up with a nice nickname for Mr. Omar over here. Something that's not Mr. Omar.
Mr. Omar, the ostracized Australian.
So we are challenging you at home to come up with a nickname for Mr. Omar. Otherwise, we'll do it, and Mr's just going to
Mario.
Omar.
I'm a Mario.
Mario.
I don't know if Omario works.
I don't think it works.
All I did was add a I-O to his name.
But whatever nickname I've earned, I'll take it.
Mario.
So,
And with pride and much respect to whoever turns out the winner of that challenge.
So far, I'm the only one with Mario.
Omario.
Come on, guys. We need other votes.
I'm sure the comments at some point will have something. Let me see one of those now that we're here.
Right. And we are currently drinking
Beer.
We are drinking Pseudo Sue.
Sudosu?
Pseudo Sue. And that is from the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company out of, what did they say, beautiful Decorah, Iowa.
And you're about to hear me open the can.
Yes.
I always felt that sounds so romantic for some reason.
And we felt this was appropriate to the movie because we were walking through the craft beer aisle and it had a raging purple and green dinosaur.
It has Godzilla on the front.
Well, that's a T-Rex. That's not really Godzilla. I mean, Godzilla is essentially a T-Rex.
Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.
That was on point. I'm not.
that was really dope. I'm sorry.
Okay. Right. Chris is like, stop, and we're like, no, never.
No, I was at first I was at like,
we're
stop.
doing the music for Godzilla with Godzilla,
and then you did your Godzilla scream, and he continued, and I was like, no, it's all right.
This is going down well. Yeah,
we're good.
But the movie we watched today is nothing compared to Godzilla. Godzilla was a decent movie, especially for the time it was made in. This one,
we watched
not so much.
Yeah, 1993.
It's a 1993. Yes, Paul Walker's first big movie, like as a leading role.
He spent half of the role as a T-Rex.
Right. He was the brain inside the T-Rex. However, all logic, it's like they had him for a couple minutes at the beginning of the movie and did a little voiceover at the end outside of that.
He orgasmed.
He did. Braingasm.
Outside of that, they were just focusing on the ultra-fine Miss Denise Richards most of the movie.
Yeah, she aged gracefully, too.
Which...
She looked fine as recently as lately. I haven't seen her recently, but she
doesn't look bad. She doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
The lack of Charlie Sheen has done wonders for her.
The lack of
the lack of Charlie Sheen has done wonders for a lot of people.
I'll tell you this.
The lack of Charlie Sheen has done wonders for
Not that Charlie Sheen is a bad dude, but it takes a special kind of person to be able to deal with the force of nature that he is.
So you guys didn't understand that reference, but the first thing, when life hands you lemons, you fuck them till you get lemonades? That's a Charlie Sheen quote.
Yeah, it is. It's Charlie Sheen didn't say that.
Okay. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he basically alludes to the fact that he fucks everything.
Okay, that was definitely appropriate to the content anyway.
Charlie Sheen, I am positive, I'm sure, not positive, I never met the guy. I'm sure he's not a bad dude. He's so far likable dude.
You just have to be on the same amount of drugs that he's on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Here's the thing. It takes a special kind of person to be able to tolerate that without becoming Charlie Sheen too.
Yeah.
He's eccentric. He's probably lost a few screws over the year. Doesn't have just a loose screw, just literally just lost them.
Or gone. Just adopted a few that he found laying around.
Yeah, that one will fit.
Let me throw this in and put it in through an ear.
And dude over here lost a few marbles. I gained a few marbles. We don't have to worry about where they came from.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a matching set, nonetheless.
No, but in all honesty, I enjoyed the movie. I don't think it was one of the better movies we watched.
It was funny because this was one movie I could say was so bad it's funny.
The movie was filled with dad jokes. It's filled with them. Like, jokes that kids would throw back and forth to each other. Nothing that was terribly good.
Kids in the 90s.
Put them in the trunk.
That was a joke?
No.
Put them in the trunk?
No. It was a joke the way he said it, but it wasn't meant as a joke.
It's like...
Because they really did put him in the
We're
trunk.
talking about the bad jokes in the movie. The first thing you come up with, put them in the trunk!
Well, yeah.
Well, that's not necessarily a joke, but okay, fine. I was talking about the little dude.
The mad scientist, Igor.
The little mad scientist dude who's like talking. He's like, oh, the guy's twitching on the table. He's lost his mind.
Yep.
Okay, that dude deserved to have his head bitten off. He deserved to be the first one to die by T-Rex.
Him and, like, you know, I kind of wish he went on a little bit more of a killing spree.
So, yeah, we watched the rated R version. We didn't watch the very, very cleaned up PG-13 version of this movie.
I am happy we didn't, because I'm not sure I would have been cool with something cleaned up for that, because I guess whatever made it rated R made it more tolerable.
When they were having sex and she starts screaming and he's like, I'm good, right? I'm good, right?
That's not what she's screaming about, idiot.
That was really funny. She was screaming because the dinosaur was behind them, because she was the one that could see it, because it was on top of her. He couldn't see the dinosaur. But he thinks he's doing a great job when she started yelling, screaming out of her mind.
Screaming really, really loud. If somebody's screaming that loud in your ear, if the volume escalates that quickly...
I'm immediately thinking I'm a sex god.
Yeah, I'd probably be a little full of myself at that moment too. But he even dared to ask, I'm good, right? I'm good, right? Yeah, come on.
No, not at all. No, the dinosaur's about to kill us. That's what the issue is.
A dinosaur!
So Paul Walker obviously wasn't in the middle of his stardom at this point. This is definitely his first movie, and you could tell.
It was his first?
One of his first movies. I want to say as the lead. I think he's had a couple of other things in bit roles. And of course, this is going to bring the guys over here to Google while we're recording. We should have Googled this beforehand. No, you want to look it up in the middle of the podcast?
We can do whatever we want. You just keep talking.
Don't worry, just keep the show rolling.
I'm just being an ass. I'm being
rolling,
an ass.
rolling. Meet the Deedles.
Well, like I said, it was his first lead role. He's been in a lot of movies. It's just that was his first really big lead role. He was in a lot of like bits and pieces, TV shows. Who's the Boss? He was in Charles in Charge for a short period of time. A TV show called Throb. I don't even want to know about that. He was in Highway to Heaven, Program to Kill, but that movie was one of his first acting credits outside of... No, that's it. His first movie acting credit was Tammy and the T-Rex.
Oh, so he had been on things before that, but this was his first movie acting credit, and he gets it in the lead role.
Right.
He must know somebody.
Which, being the lead guy, the focus of the movie, he didn't have a lot of screen time. He did it real fucking soon. Because the entire...
Yeah.
The entire movie is pushed forward by the idea that this mad scientist dude took his brain and put him inside of a T-Rex. So, while he wasn't a big part of the movie, people thought of him throughout the movie.
Yeah. One thing, during his funeral, how decayed his body was, I was like, how?
That was too soon to be in that bad of a shape.
Yeah, definitely. Again, this movie, there's absolutely nothing in this movie that you should sit here and go, well, that's realistic.
Well, that's why we're tearing it apart.
No, nothing was real. and it was funny because it was so bad, but
several moments of fist-to-face anesthesia.
Well, yeah, they put people under with their fists. when they were going to operate on them.
But it was the Amazon girl constantly knocking him out.
That's what she did. That was her thing. That was her MO.
Paul Walker got fisted more times in this movie than Tara Reid.
He got what?
Fisted more times than Tara Reid's whole career.
You mean punched?
Fisted.
Oh, okay.
Well, fist to face, yeah.
Fist to face, fisted.
He got fisted in the face.
I guess that's a decent alternate name for being punched in the face.
I guess we'll take that.
It's facially fisted.
Facially fisted.
Wow.
While being festive.
Facially fisted.
Festively, facially fisted.
Wow.
Say that 5 times fast.
Facially, fisted. Fucked up number 1.
You didn't even get to the first one. You screwed up on number 1.
Festively, facially.
If you ain't first, you last.
Okay.
Festively, facially fisted. Wow.
Yeah. As for this particular movie, though,
okay,
other than the fisting, what's your least favorite part?
My least favorite part. I have a few moments, honestly, but
Number 1.
The fact that they gunned down what was said to be an animatronic dinosaur. Now, they're shooting the animatronic dinosaur, which if you watch the director, his little thing that he did for Vinegar Syndrome, he basically states, the dude that looks down his nose at you every time he speaks. The director was talking about the fact that he actually had a friend that had a theme park, and they had an animatronic dinosaur for the theme park, and that is where this movie was kind of built. They built it around the animatronic dinosaur because the guy's like, I need to make a sci-fi movie.
It seemed like it was built around Dennis Richards, but yes.
Well, she was definitely the focal point. I mean, God love him for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. That helped.
Just a wee bit?
There's
a wee bit.
Let me just put it to you this way. If she was not in the movie, there is nothing watchable about this movie. Just really, it's... You could have replaced it with a no-name actress, and honestly, they're just...
Well, I'm sure there gotta be a no-name actress that looks that good, and then it would have helped too.
And maybe she would have got naked.
Yeah, I appreciate the whole Denise Richards thing of it. I'm stammering here. Yeah. I had the Playboy.
And Denise Richards...
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I saw it back in the day.
Alright.
Oh.
Back in the day.
And he's looking for it, ladies and gentlemen.
Immediately picks up the phone.
he just picked it up.
Yes.
No shame in his game. Seth is not hiding the fact that he's going to check out Denise Richards in Playboy.
Search for Playboy images while we're being recorded. Yep. There we go.
I promise you guys it won't get hard.
If you do, you get a hard on, I'm leaving the room. I'm out of here.
It's
Now, this part of the podcast is brought to you by Seth Lennick and his boner.
Right? You'll be going solo for a few minutes. So you call us back and tell us that the warning's off.
Just jump it off,
guys. It's over with. Went down.
It's okay.
The other least favorite part
out
of the movie,
window.
My other least favorite part of this movie was I didn't even get to the first least favorite part of the movie, did I? I started talking about the dinosaur and just went off.
And then you went into
her them shooting down the animatronic dinosaur was just I didn't like that. It was like it's a robot, and obviously they couldn't do a whole lot with it because I'm guessing he borrowed it and needed to bring it back pretty much in one piece. So you can't have little flashbangs going off on the thing and make it look like he's being shot.
Just go with Denise Richards' Playboy.
I did.
You saw it?
Could appreciate that, yes?
Yeah, it was very tasteful, very nice, I will say.
And the other least favorite part that I had for the movie was one that we all obviously picked out, and that was post-cat attack. Gets attacked and mauled by a lion, and the only thing that seems to happen, the only injury is a coma. So you don't see scratches, blood, bandages. They could have put $20 into cheap fake blood and gauze with some tape, and it would have been more believable. They don't have to go with prosthetic wounds or anything like that. They could have done something very
simple.
Gauze
and ketchup.
$20.
But yeah, $20 worth of gauze and ketchup. Just put it all on this side.
I think they blew their entire
Well, that's what he
entire
said.
wad on that dinosaur.
And you know, for a comatose patient, all he has was this oxygen thing, and they walked in,
smile.
and when they walked in, they were like, "Oh my god!" Like he had all kinds of shit, or he looks all kinds of fucked up, and he just looks like somebody that's on oxygen sleeping.
What have they done to you?
So he actually said, excuse me. He actually said like during the interview, he's like, how much to rent it? And he was like, oh, like less than $1 million. And he's like, all I had was $1 million.
Pretty much.
So yeah, he blew the entire special effects wad on that fucking that dinosaur. So that's why all the other special effects were pretty much dick.
It was. You know what?
But don't let me take the entire floor. You guys tell me what your
There was one that really to me was funny.
Okay.
I don't know if I had like a least favorite part or something I didn't like. Was probably the fact that they walked into the hospital. He's supposed to have been mauled by a lion, and he looked like he just got punched in the face a couple of times. Not even.
No, because his bruises on his face were gone.
On the special effects. Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, the bruises that he got from having the shit kicked out of him, obviously miraculously gone because of the lion attack.
Yeah, the lion licked them off.
Yeah, probably.
Just licked his wounds clean off.
What parts that I kind of enjoyed because they were so terribly done that they were funny was when the dinosaur was running. When they showed him like full body from a distance running. That looked like it was made to look fake on purpose.
Like the shittiest claymation interlude ever. Just
that looked like they made him. It looks like on purpose. Like they purposely made it look fake.
Yeah.
But it's funny as hell too.
It was like the distance running. It was like they took a picture with his one leg forward, and then took a picture with the other leg forward. You know what I mean? And like they just took
and another one of the motion in the middle, and that's what it is.
It's like stop motion.
Yeah, and they had like just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like they just kept putting like.
Denise Richards was obviously moving a lot better on its back. If you saw her. I know that there was a lot of distraction because you're watching this really bad special effect.
But that's also the part that it looked the same thing. It just looked like from a different angle, but it looked so weird. To me that shit was funny as hell.
Okay. My least favorite were the Tweedledee and Tweedledum cop.
Yeah, those two guys were stupid.
The ultra offensive little cops too, and they cried at the end when they killed the T-Rex. They're all standing around. Or how about the really bad, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't even know how they got away with it in a 1990s film, calling the African-American cop Sheriff Black.
Sheriff Black.
First of all, early 1990s. Secondly, I'm surprised they didn't have the worst word that they used.
Right. Well,
yeah, no.
I'm genuinely surprised. I'm genuinely surprised they didn't have one of the white cops named Mr. White. Just the way they're doing it.
Well, that would have saved Mr. Black.
Mr. Black.
Mr. White. No. You know what I mean? That would have been perfectly fine.
Any of you remember
Mr. Black and his faggot son?
Yeah, that's what they were trying to say. And they every time they will say your son.
Your dick sucking son. I mean, your son. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they got away with some shit.
They were like, those two cops were like ultra homophobic, ultra racist,
ultra dumb too,
and
like most homophobic and racist people, dumb.
Well, no, because like at the end of the day, they weren't so much racist. They were just homophobic
for the most part.
Homophobic and not terribly bright.
You know what I mean? Like, they didn't say anything
not terribly bright, not bright at all.
Yeah, they didn't say anything negative about Sheriff Black.
No. That was just his name, Sheriff Black.
That was it. They're like, oh, we gotta call the sheriff. Oh, Sheriff
I'm
Black
just calling out the screenwriter for that. I'm not calling out anybody else for it. They called him Sheriff Black because that was the name that they were given. Yeah, hey, by the way, his name's Sheriff Black. You can't blame that on anybody but the writers.
Yeah.
You can't blame it on the actors that are like, we're going to call him what now? Sheriff Black. And it's all right with you. Yeah, it's all right with me.
They'd be like, okay, I guess I'll say that.
It was the early 90s. What do you mean? Like, Yeah, it was alright.
Nobody cared.
I keep forgetting it's only been the past decade that people have gotten ultra fucking touchy. Decade. Okay, yeah, we'll go back with my original statement. It's only been the last decade that people have gotten ultra fucky. Yeah.
They have gone ultra fucky.
Fucky.
Ultra fucky.
Fucky rompa.
People are seriously... I don't get it. People are so seriously fucked in the head. They've taken the idea of racism to a whole nother fucking level.
Everything's racist.
To a whole new level.
Yeah, everything is... Yeah. So, in a way, in one side you have political correctness. People just go to the point of not saying anything for political correctness. And then you get to the other side of people who want to be too cool that they say shit that they really should never say.
I should be able...
Because they're fighting political correctness. You know what I mean?
I should be able to go and give a speech in front of everybody. And be like, oh, you know, my black friend... I should be able to say that. No problem. Like, oh, me and my buddy Troy, blah, 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 this and that. Yeah, I can say that, you know what I mean? But, like, if it had to do, like, me walking through, let's say I was like, oh, me and my black friend Troy were walking through Compton. You know what I mean? Like, it just paints a picture. I'm not saying, oh, black, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a racism term saying my black friend. You know what I mean?
I mean, some people will tell you that there's three kinds of people.
African American is more offensive.
I'm going to tell you this. There's three kinds of people. African American is not offensive.
It is.
No.
Calling somebody in England African American is super...
Oh, in England? Because they don't have that same mentality here.
Yeah,
you got to understand, British culture is not as divided as American culture. But let me tell you this. There's three kinds of people.
Yeah.
There was the kind of people that will tell you, why can't he just be your friend? You're walking around Compton. No matter who you are and what color you are, Compton's dangerous. That's what they're going to tell you. Or, there's the other people that say, the correct vernacular is melanated or African American. And then there's the other people that will say...
Oh, your black friend? You know what I mean? My Spanish friend, Omar.
There's the other people that will say, why are you walking around with that?
Oh, well, that's what it's for.
You're forgetting the fourth person. That just carries on the conversation like you said nothing.
Because it's not attack. Now, if I was like, I was hanging about with a bunch of black guys the other day.
I'm gonna tell you this though.
I was terrified. Kind of racist there, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna tell you this. Certain neighborhoods, especially in certain areas like California, the only way they're not dangerous is if you live there. You know, if you don't live there, no matter what color you might get shot.
Here's the thing: you gotta act like you're supposed to be there. You know what I mean? If you're like holding like your purse, like a girl's walking down the street and holding their purse, all super scared, that invites.
Okay.
Invites chaos.
So which one was clutching the purse, you or your black friend?
What, me? It wasn't my purse. You know what I mean? I thought they were coming to get it back.
It was the purse owner's husband.
You know why you don't?
It's Gucci.
You know why you don't hear a whole lot about that fourth person, right? Because they don't really exist all that much anymore.
Well, no,
there's very few people that hear my black friend and don't immediatking get that thing in the back of their head that go, I have to say something now. I immediately have to ask them, why did you have to?
Because they're on edge, looking for something to be offended about.
I say things so offensive on purpose in front of people. So not all the time, but I was downtown one time, and you know I'm talking to this kid out on the sidewalk smoking a cigarette, and he felt the need to tell me that he was gay. You know what I mean? He didn't want me to find out later. You know what I mean? That like because you know some people are
because at that moment you and this person hit it off on a friendship level.
Yeah, he didn't.
Where he didn't want you because you might think something else if he just shuts up about
it. Yeah, but like you know, he told me that he was gay, and I was like, yeah, no, cool. Like, well, you know, I'm not. You know what I mean? He's like, no, I can tell. You know, and I could tell that he was gay right off.
That's probably why he told you he's gay, because he could tell you were not.
No, me and him are just having a conversation, and his friends come up, and he goes, yeah, this guy just is trying to tell me how much he hates faggots, and I'm like, bro, like
he was telling who his gay friends.
Yes.
But they were laughing about it.
No, his gay friends were just like, what? And like, you know, I'm just like, bro, like, come on, you got look how mad they are right now. Like, Like,
wow, they took it seriously for real?
and me and him are dying laughing because we know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
But, like, the way that he said it to them, it got them so, like uppity and, like, upset that, like, if he said it, it was fine. If he said the word faggot, it was fine. But because he said that I said it, it was a big, huge thing. And I'm like, guys, like, I love the gays. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm saying a politically correct thing.
I'm going to tell you this.
You know?
I'm going to tell you this from somebody that has them in the family and has gay friends and have had gay friends through the time. There's no wingman like a gay wingman.
Definitely.
Listen, a gay wingman is better than walking into a bar with a little puppy dog. You could walk into a bar with the cutest puppy dog, and it won't get you as much as walking in with your gay friend that he probably knows the girls from before.
No, that is the plot of Tammy and the T-Rex, by the way. No.
Well, yeah.
You know, kind of. I mean...
yeah, a little bit.
So, I went to, because, like, I don't care. I went to a gay bar with my ex-girlfriend, her, like, best friend is gay, so we went to a gay bar. Right? And I don't care, you know, I'm over there.
Man, listen, I've DJ'd at gay bars.
You know, and I'm just, like, doing my thing. And, like, a couple of, like, it happened, like, 4 times. Mm-hmm. But, like, they were like, hey, straight boy! They're like, and I'm like, me? They're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they can fucking smell you out, you know what I mean? Like, hey, straight boy. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, like, is this your girlfriend? Like, they knew, like, immediately, you know? And it's like, did I care? No, that I was there, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're chill.
But, God forbid, like, that one time that he said that this kid's joking, me and him were on, like, a level like that anyways, which is why he said it to his friends. But, like, how upset that they got because they heard a word come from that supposedly came from me, even though it didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if he said it, it would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, I realize. I agree, too. But, yeah, there's no wingman like a gay wingman. And a special shout-out to all the gays I've known through life. The ones we had shared a drink at a bar together that had actually gotten me laid. I know a few of them that basically I don't even know what they say to the girl. By the time they introduce me, the girl's already mine. There's no wingman like a gay wingman.
I just want to let you know.
I gotta say, and
I am the ultimate wingman. Okay?
And I'm gonna tell you this: the world is a better place because of gay wingman.
I never had a wingman.
I've had many wingmen.
I've been married too long for it. I was out of the game long before I needed a wingman.
Ultimate wingman.
Yeah.
I got the golden cock and everything.
Whoa.
King of the wing.
Yo,
King of the wing.
So you walk into places carrying that shit around?
Sometimes.
Wow.
I got the golden cock.
Yeah, that's a conversation starter.
You got to be a little cautious about walking in certain places with your cock in your hand. You really do.
Well, that one depends on where he goes. I mean, it's gold and it's not gold. It's not the cock of gold, it's the golden cock.
It's the golden cock.
Hey, you go into a gay bar and yell out those words, I got the golden cock, you're going to turn a lot of heads.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get questions after
In
that.
disgust.
Feeling curious, straight boy?
I just want everybody listening to know
he's straight, boys. Go back to it.
I want everybody here to know I am hugely disappointing.
Well, no, it depends. I've heard 3 inches is huge amongst the Irish.
I got.
Let's leave the Irishman for a confirmation.
Everybody's looking at me. What are you doing?
No, this guy's Russian. You got some Irish in you.
He's rushing to the next conversation.
I'm gonna cover up. No. No, I'm apparently 50% Irish. I do not know that yet. My daughter actually purchased me the whole Ancestry box set for Christmas, which I haven't spit into the vial yet. So.
No, you come in the vial.
No, you don't.
I know. What the hell?
He's like, I don't.
No wonder why I haven't gotten my
They didn't say that. No wonder why I haven't received that response.
Right. Your DNA. It's your DNA, right?
I guess there goes some DNA, bitch.
They send you back your test tube children. Here you go.
Yeah.
We created a few people with this one. Okay.
Yeah, there's a few on the way in 9 months. Well, I will do that definitely just to see what part of Africa the African part of my blood comes from.
Are you sure that you have African part in blood?
We all do, but Hispanics, especially as Caribbean Hispanic, we have a lot of that.
But it's divided into two separate categories. There's the Native American side, and then there is the black side.
We don't have that much of that as far as the Caribbean goes, because what happened is that the Spaniards, during the colonization, they try to make the Indians work for free. So basically, the original slaves were supposed to be the natives that they found in those islands. A lot of them weren't having it. Some of them, they agreed. And what they did, for example, in my island, in the Dominican Republic, they made them build something called the Fort of Christmas to Columbus' brother, Diego. And by the time they were done, basically, when they were done, they finished that on Christmas Day. And it was nothing but natives working that and build that for this guy to live in. When they were done, they killed them all.
And lived there.
Lived there.
No, I have a statement to say. It's very politically incorrect.
Okay.
Warning.
Warning. No, but
you don't need to rewarn them.
Omar,
they know.
You are an intelligent person, so like me saying this to you isn't going to be that politically incorrect. You know what I mean? But
the thing is also that I know you.
Yeah, this is true.
So there's certain things you're gonna say to me that you get a pass at saying because we know each other.
But no, like
we know you. I know you as a person. I know where your heart is with a lot of things. So you get a pass in certain places
because you know that it's not supposed to be like in a way. But
so for example, you and I walk into a bar and you say certain shit, people are gonna look at me. And then when I start laughing, they start laughing.
No.
If I get serious, you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, at a bar outside of Haverhill. If I go to a bar in Haverhill, they'll be
you'll be cool. No, they know you.
Yeah. So, but
we're talking about a place that he's not you.
Dominicans and Puerto Ricans is a created race.
They're not races; they're nationalities.
But the race itself, it's half Spanish, half either Native American or African.
So let me tell you everything that's here.
Hispanic.
Oh boy.
We are Hispanic. Hispanic will be the ethnicity. Dominican and Puerto Rican and Cuban, those are nationalities.
Well, no.
Now,
that's what I meant by that.
So here's what this entails. It entails Spaniards who have some Middle Eastern in them also. Some Italian, Mediterranean. The Spaniards are Mediterranean, just like the Greek and the Middle Eastern people also. So there's that. So some native, not a whole lot, and then a whole lot of African.
Now that was brought over to the Caribbean, that whole area, and between the raping of both cultures, you know what I mean, produced the Hispanic race.
So in a way. But then again, you got Hispanics in all kinds of places. For example, there were places where the massacre of the native wasn't as bad, like in South and Central America. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
In the Caribbean, they just fucked everything up.
Yeah, but if you go more towards Brazil, it's not Hispanic any longer. It's like a whole Portuguese thing. You know what I mean?
But yeah, they're considered, because Portuguese are also Mediterranean.
But skin color is completely different too.
You have a lot of blacks in Brazil. A lot.
No. But we're talking blacks. We're not talking Hispanic.
You're not talking. Well, yeah, they're not Hispanic because they're not Spanish speaking.
But you understand what I mean?
They are. Yeah. No. I see what you. I
mean?
see what you. Well, they're considered part of Latin America because of location. But you also have people like Belize. Belize is a country that divides Central, basically in the cusp of Central and South America. There's this little place called Belize.
Belize me.
But it's an English speaking country. But they're there.
Yeah, but I had this conversation with a couple of people, and they're like, "No, you're wrong," and I'm like, "I'm not wrong." You know what I mean? Like,
you're wrong about what?
that it's a created race. Like, you know what I mean? It's not because of the Spanish coming down, colonizing, owning slaves, having, you know, half and half, and like between the Spanish raping the Native Americans and like all this stuff. It's a mix of different races creating one.
I see
thing.
where some people misunderstand when you say created. Because it's not like a man just sat down and made an experiment. No, but also what you're saying is it came about circumstantially.
Yes, it would one of my friends.
What we would have had instead. I'm sorry. What we would have had instead would be Aboriginals of the Americas.
Yeah.
So you have your North American Indians, your Central American Indians, and your South American Indians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which were very similar cultures with each other, but they were, you know, there. That's what we would have had.
Yeah.
Yes, there were race that Hispanics were. We are something that came out of a circumstance.
Yes.
Historical circumstance. Yeah. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah. One of my buddies, for a while, he got out of this mindset.
But God forgive the political correctness police got you on that shit because you're going to have a long conversation
what do you mean
on that.
Created? Like, he was saying that, you know... That
if you say circumstantial and explain it to them like they'll get it better. Because I see what you're saying, because I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, this one girl was like, no, you're ignorant. And I'm like, no, you're being ignorant right now by just the thing, like, you know, not listening to what I'm saying. You at least, like, got me to put two and two. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
circumstantial.
Like, there was a group of people that, in their minds, that Spanish-speaking Dominicans were the first race ever.
Who? What?
Thank you. And I'm like, no, that's not true. And that's why I said like that it's a created race. You know, what is it? Immortal Technique even says raping the black and Indian women, creating Latinos.
It is the truth.
Like that whole thing, but they were like no, like Spanish speaking Dominicans were like the first people ever, and I'm like, you're thinking Mayan, you know what I mean? Like maybe you're thinking like this, and they're like no,
what?
And I'm like, you know, which to me it's like you're just being dumb, you know what I mean? So like then I say my piece.
Here's the thing, you were saying something correct in a way that was perceived as. You didn't know what you were talking about, and then this person that really didn't know shit
was trying to tell me that I'm a fucking asshole.
Basically, yeah.
You know why? Because it's coming out of the mouth of a white guy.
Yeah, well,
yeah, in a way.
And I don't say politically correct things.
In a way. That's the only reason why anybody would get up in arms about anything that you said. Was just literally, it's maybe a possibility that it's a lack of education on their part, but it's also because you're a white guy. You know, you're a white guy making a statement about another nationality.
I'm not even going to say possibly. I'm saying for sure, I'm willing to bet money, those two factors were 50-50 the reason why that argument came about.
Right, and I'm sorry, I'm not a stupid person, you know what I mean? Like, I understand how everything, like, happened. So when I explain it straightforward terms, which is why I use the word created, because, like, it wasn't something that was always there, it's something that circumstantially became a thing.
Created. Yeah, what I am now, which is basically that, a mix of Spaniard, Native, Aboriginal from the Caribbean, and Black. It didn't always exist that way. At best, what was in these countries, in these territories, was Aboriginals, and that's it. Which probably has some Asian features. That's it.
It was all the weed.
All the ayahuasca.
Anyways, back to Tammy and the T-Rex.
Right, yeah. See, I'm over here, and I'm using this lasso, because I'm like, I got nothing to interject here. I got not a single thing that I can add to this conversation that's going to make me seem like anything but an idiot. So I'm going to just shut up. I'm going to let you two talk, and then eventually I'm going to pull out the lasso and drag you guys kicking and screaming back to Tammy.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we call him El Jeffe.
El Jeffe.
Nah, you guys were having a perfectly decent conversation. I wasn't going to interject. What was I going to say? I said what I had to say.
Seth, you're white. You can't say
all I got to say is I can see what you're saying, where you're coming from, because I know you. But I can see where some stupid person misunderstood it.
Even if you didn't know me, if you're intelligent, you should know what I'm saying.
When you're...
You know what I mean? Like,
see, the biggest problem with being white, being in a situation when you're talking to somebody who is definitely not white, is the fact that at this particular juncture in our lives, I didn't have to do this when I was younger, but at this particular juncture in my life, if I'm talking to somebody that is not Caucasian, immediately my brain falls into this area where I'm kind of filtering things like, can I say this? Should I say this? What does and I'm constantly tripping on the PC of everything. Constantly. And I actually ran into that problem with a guy that I was my boss down south. I was working for one of those thrift stores down there, and this this guy, I was walking around and I'm using the words African American. And he looked at me and he goes, I can't remember how far back it is possible that any of my ancestors were African. I am an American, and I would prefer that you refer to me as black, not as African American, because I think that it's a bullshit term that people use to censor themselves.
yeah.
You have those, but that doesn't mean every person of African descent will see it that way.
He was a very educated. He was a very smart guy, highly educated. I don't know how the hell he was he was running a thrift store. How that ended up that way.
Well, you know, you take a wrong turn, do some time, and that's the best job you can get. It happens.
I've made plenty of interesting turns in my life. I'm where I am because I've done what I've done.
I mean, I'm lucky I haven't done anything.
There's no way to refute that statement. I'm where I am because I've done what I've done.
And yeah, you can consider things mistakes, but sometimes you say, well, at the risk, if it's gonna risk not knowing what I know today, I probably make the same mistakes all over again if I had a chance.
If I could start from scratch, I wouldn't change shit. Same red bandana, same full fifth, same G-Wagon, same hood rat bitch. Workers in the kitchen cooking up my shit. The game. It's the only good part of it. That song though.
That's the only part you know.
No, I know the whole thing. No, but
I would change how I treated my parents.
Yeah.
No, because like
I was a shitty teenager. There was a lot going on, but I'm not going to get into it because you know my history and you know that would just drag everything down. But I was a shitty fucking teenager, and I think that I could have handled myself a little bit better from like 15 on through to my early 20s.
You were what was known commonly as a little asshole.
I was a little self-centered.
A little asshole?
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be big asshole?
You do not want a big asshole.
You want a little asshole. You don't want a big asshole. You know what I mean?
No, well, it depends.
He was a big asshole.
You don't want a little asshole.
You're gonna
be an asshole.
Ancho culo.
So, one thing that I wasn't...
Wide ass.
I could tell you my least favorite part of the movie was how they handled the gore in the movie.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Because, like, the dinosaur walking around looking blatantly fake was funny to me.
Right.
On another end, the gore part where the dinosaur was eating people's heads and shit, that looked so fake. It was like, come on, man. You could have done something else with this.
I think that actually was not a problem. And I'll justify it by saying this. They explained the entire movie that it is a robotic dinosaur. This is not a sentient thing. It's not eating anything. So at this point, it's not a creature that's going around on a rampage eating people. It is literally just using what it has to tear things apart. It can't eat because it's a robot. It's not swallowing anything.
It's still biting people's head off.
It was horrible. You know, it was honestly bad special effects all over, both practical and special.
Nah, I was eating people's head off.
But he was biting people's heads off, and he he missed the opportunity to take a big chomp out of Billy's dick. I mean, why go for the girl and her leg when you could have just reached around and just grabbed him by the dick and hung him upside down? You know,
I'm good, right? That was funny.
That was my favorite part. If we're really gonna get real.
What about the penis standoff?
The testicular
standoff.
Okay, so my issue with that, right?
The testicular standoff and the fact they chose to call it that.
No, like, so Billy's like grabbing on his junk, you know what I mean? And he's hurt. He's like hurt.
Yep.
And then he grabs his junk. Why were you hurt if you had a cup?
He was acting it out.
Here's the thing, though. why? If he was wearing a cup, then why wouldn't Billy have just let go? What's the point at that point? Because if you grab somebody with a cup, you know there's a cup there. There's a reason.
You're gonna know that it's there if you grab somebody.
You know, I don't know why I clap my hands, but it's a hard piece of plastic. Woohoo, cup!
Maybe he just thought he did call him Dickless.
What?
Yeah, Billy was like, "Fuck you, Dickless." You know, he said that at one point.
Well,
but my whole thing is
with the cup there, he felt as anatomically impaired as a Ken doll, to quote the guy Alan Rickman from Dogma.
But he was just so hurt, like Paul Walker, until everything was broken up. And then he's like, "What? You don't have balls, son?" He's like, "Oh, I'm wearing a cup. Why were you hurt then?"
Right.
Exactly.
Well, they were playing it in the moment, and then I'll bet you it was cut as two different scenes. You know, they cut away, they come back, he's just standing there. You don't look like you're in pain, Paul. Okay, let's just play it off like you had a cup. Okay. You can't act in pain anymore unless somebody's actually tugging your balls? I don't understand what's going on here. I'm wondering what part of that scene is it? Were they actually tugging each other's balls, and that's why they both look anguished? Neither of them could act worth shit. And they were just ripping at each other's balls. Okay, this needs to look like it hurts. Okay, then let's make it actually hurt. You know, start tugging nuts. Come on. You know. I
can tell you this from the bottom of my heart. That part might have been the best acting that movie had. They were grabbing each other's balls.
Oh, come on. T-Rex charades. T-Rex charades. Come on.
In some scenes, his arms were not like what they were supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like
they seem to have a little too much reach.
When he picks up the kid and he's like brushing his shoulders off, he should be like at least like underneath his head. You know what I mean?
Because they're like the arms are supposed to be way too short to have that distance. To be able to do all that,
with your head out,
brushing off his shoulder, his head was too far.
Right,
supposed to be short hands. A T-Rex
should be like under his chin. You know?
A T-Rex is not supposed to be able to make the bed.
He's making eye contact with his jugular. That's what he's doing. This is not supposed to be looking at his face. But whatever, you know.
Yeah, that was probably. But yeah, I enjoyed the part with the dinosaur was walking. I'll never forget that because that was funny as hell. The gore part when he was biting people's head off and shit, that shit looks super fake.
You heard him You heard the director. He qualified pretty much the entire movie by stating it's a science fiction movie. You don't have to do things that are believable.
Yeah, but then again, I don't give a whole lot of value to a guy that's looking up and does this with his hands too much.
He looked really high during that.
Yeah, he was probably on something.
Bright red.
I'm not sure what, but he was on something. He wasn't sober.
All right. Well, is there anything that you liked about the movie at all?
Oh no, I love the story. It was a very cute story. I love the bad special effects, except for the gore part. That I didn't enjoy, but everything else about the special effects, they were bad and so blatantly fake. They were funny to me.
Yeah, there was the boom mic that you saw.
Yeah, there was parts where you will see equipment like that's supposed to be in the movie, like. They have no qualms about telling you this is a movie. So you already know it's a fucking movie, so you're going to see some shit.
I think the doctor broke the fifth wall, or the fourth wall a couple times.
Yeah.
He was looking at the camera while making some of his conversations, some of the things that he said.
He does. Yeah.
That was just bad.
And, using, what was that, a jigsaw? To cut his head open?
Yeah, the little jigsaw, yeah.
First of all, if you watch any medical fucking movie,
you're supposed to use that circular saw, the what do they call it? Bone saw?
Yeah. But even if you watch Saw itself, like the movie Saw, when she has to alleviate the pressure, that it was actually like pretty well done. She was using like power tools, but in order to like rip open the skull plate, she took a saw, but only had a drill, but only had that much of the bit actually able to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there was a stopper to it.
Because you cut the head open the way that he cut it open, the brain's done.
Yeah,
it's
pretty much.
And of course, everybody's favorite part of the movie, we can all say, is the weird ass striptease that she did at the end. Yes, that was definitely probably the best acting she did all film.
Some people have never done a striptease in their life, and it shows. Dennis Richards, good thing you had the acting going on.
You are very naughty. What? Yes, he's a video camera and a brain in a bowl. At this point,
You can imagine.
which, by the way, you just. So here's a good question,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something maybe we can Google. What would be the effects of pouring whiskey directly on somebody's brain?
First of all, I'm pretty sure it would hurt.
Alcohol, yeah. I mean, I don't know what the hell was going on there. It was in some green viscous fluid and
So,
attached to electrodes.
so with the brain itself, like even underneath the skull, there's like a protective membrane around it that they also have to cut and do that.
Right.
I feel like even just it being exposed to air, once you got past that membrane, the brain being exposed to air would be agonizing in that particular area. That's just like my thought process on it. You know,
She just doused this guy's brain in alcohol.
yeah.
Yes.
It would have been funny if he started slurring his words a little bit.
Yeah, right? I'm going to pour you a fifth of scotch directly on the amygdala.
Must be love on the brain.
All right.
That got me feeling this way.
I think we're good.
He was really enjoying it though. He's like, yeah, baby.
To the point that he short-circuited that short circuit should have turned off the camera. I can't see you, honey. God damn it.
That was him falling asleep after
It's
sex.
the 5th camera you go through in a month.
All right, so with that, I think we're going to go ahead and tie it up, go on over to our sponsors, and hopefully, we will be back with Miss Honey. Only on the podcast, though. I do apologize to our Facebook watchers that we will not be having Tea Time with Honey as a recorded session this week. Hopefully, she will be back and feeling well. Send her your well wishes, Miss B.
Yeah,
we
and
hope
some
you get
people
better. Feel better.
Some people have commented, and thank you for commenting, wishing Miss Nico to get well soon. Shout out to John Bledsoe for that. And we also do hope that you get well soon, Nick.
She keeps us a little grounded around here sometimes too. So
Yeah, she is sometimes the voice of reason because we're crazy old dudes.
yeah. Well, we're crazy old dudes. He's not an old dude. They're the same age. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
You'll be back? All right.
I said will.
Will. All right, welcome back. Thank you for sitting through our sponsors once again. I always thank everybody. I'm not sure if anybody needs the thanks. I don't know if they're actually happy to have listened to our sponsors.
Maybe. Maybe the best part about us is just sponsor.
If you're not, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Right, they fast forward through the entire thing just to hear the 2 minutes worth of sponsors, and then they shut us off.
Do it.
Fuck it, we don't need to listen to this anymore.
Do it multiple times in a row.
And I do apologize to our podcast listeners. I've also done so with our Facebook watchers. Miss Nico will not be joining us for the second half of the podcast. Miss B is at home, sick, kind of hovering over the toilet bowl, if you need that imagery.
Lies!
Hope you feel better.
You're that guy. I need to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
If there's no vomit, bring it in a bag. I don't care. Show me the throw up.
Well, I can fake throw up.
You could?
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
Nah, I'm good.
No, we believe you.
I believe you wholeheartedly. You can keep all that
Don't
inside.
you call me out.
Keep it inside, man. Keep it all inside. Okay, so that being said, we're going to go ahead and hand over the reins to Mr. Omar so he can do Soundtrack Anarchy.
Yes. Soundtrack Anarchy, where we shed some light on a soundtrack for the year of the movie we're talking about at that particular day. This time, the year of the film, Tammy and the T-Rex, 1993. The soundtrack I'm choosing, very close to my heart, is the soundtrack for the movie Judgement Night. Great movie, lots of action. Particularity of this soundtrack was fully done by basically combos, duets, whatever you want to call it. Well, they were pairing on each song a heavy metal act with a hip hop act to do songs. So you have, to give you examples, Disorder with Slayer and Ice-T. It's, to me, also one of the highlights of this joint.
Your phone's right under your butt there.
The remote.
You're looking for the remote, okay.
And another one is just me, myself, and my microphone with Run DMC and In Living Color.
In Living Color.
That was also great. You had Del the Funky Homo Sapien with Dinosaur Jr. They made Music Link. You had also House of Pain, also one of the highlights. I believe that was the most famous song of the soundtrack, House of Pain with Helmet, Just Another Victim.
Though I really liked both of the Cypress Hill songs on here. You had I Love You, Mary Jane, which was Cypress Hill and Sonic Youth, and then the real thing
with Cypress Hill and Pearl Jam was pretty good too. But this is one that it's on my rotation. Sometimes it's one of those things that I like to listen. This is one of those, to me, one of those workout soundtracks. If I want to go in, it's one of the ones. It's one of my go-to. Check it out. It will get you going if you want it for a workout. If you're lifting, if you're a lifter, you're really gonna go hard on this one. The soundtrack for Judgement Night, various artists, but this was all music made for the movie, and basically they just paired metal acts with hip hop acts. On the hip hop side, you got Her Mix-a-Lot, Fatal, Cypress Hill, as we mentioned, Booyah Tribe, very underground stuff. Booyah Tribe from California. Onyx from New York, Ice-T, Run DMC, De La Soul. On the metal side, you had Helmet, Teenage Fan Club, Living Color, which is more hard rock, I will say. Biohazard, Slayer, Faith No More, Sonic Youth, Mudhoney. Pearl Jam is more grunge.
Yeah, I want to say a lot of this kind of goes back and forth between both heavy metal and
in a harder shade of rock. Grunge, alternative stuff, but it's a great soundtrack for all you got. This is one of the ones I like if I really want to go to the gym and lift heavy things. So
pick stuff up and put it down.
Pick things up and put them down.
I'm gonna challenge you for just a minute. You can probably come up with this pretty easy, but there is another soundtrack that they did that they tried this formula again, not with the same genres though. They tried this formula again with techno music and heavy metal rock music. Do you know what soundtrack that is?
I know
it
Prodigy
failed miserably.
I know Prodigy was part of it.
Prodigy was part of it. You had Henry Rollins.
I know, Henry Rollins. I know Moby was part of it. I know. I believe it was
Marilyn Manson was in it.
Marilyn Manson was in it. It was
Long Hard Road Out of
Hell. More like the heavier Detroit sound techno, like the hard sound more. You know, it was like the most electronic side of electronic. And I don't remember the soundtrack, so
Triple X.
No, actually, it was around the same time as Judgment Night. It was a soundtrack for Spawn.
Guys, you guys
Spawn, yes.
I was
Definitely.
3.
What?
I was 3.
You were 3?
In 1993.
Like, we're a couple of old guys.
We're some old dudes.
Hey, Triple X, good try. Good try.
Probably the day you was born, I was getting drunk because I was already in 1993. I was 19.
I was probably getting drunk too. But
when you were
my
born,
mother was a saint.
No fetal alcohol syndrome. We're good.
No,
Okay.
Just alcohol.
God bless your mom. Shout out to your mom, though, Seth. Cool people.
Love you. I love my mom.
But no. I honestly, when you brought this up as your soundtrack, my ears went.
You remember Spawn soundtrack. I didn't remember that, but I know there was a soundtrack that had Prodigy and some other group. I remember that. I remember Moby was in it. Back when Moby was doing some kind of Armand Van Helden was in it. I know that.
I'm disappointed that they haven't tried to do more of this.
Yeah, they should.
There's a lot of reason to try to approach like cross-genre music, and music stays so separatist now.
Well, when Jay-Z did,
The closest
Jay-Z and Linkin Park did their thing. That
that was a whole album, and they did great.
Yeah.
You had
They don't do it enough, though. I'm just saying,
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, in all honesty, heavy metal and hip hop have such a natural mix, as you hear with the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I felt this soundtrack. Like, I lived this soundtrack for a while. After seeing the movie, I picked up the soundtrack with my girlfriend. I think it might have been. I don't remember who it was at the time, actually, but I picked it up out in Boston when Tower Records was still down there by Harvard Square. And honestly, I listened to it front to back. There's not a single song on the album. You can't say that about a lot of albums out of the 80s and 90s. There's not a single song on this album that I thought was bad.
No. All albums had their fillers, but you had your little albums that had no waste, that you could go through the entire album without skipping anything.
Right. I mean, like, all the pairings on the album were so spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were so compatible that... And that's why I bought the Spawn soundtrack, too, because I'm like, they're trying it again, but they're doing it with different genres, so I was really interested in it. I listened to that soundtrack, and I want to say 2 or 3 songs I liked, and for the vast majority of it, a lot of it was just garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible.
It happens. But they should do more of that. The problem is, like you said, most genres of music have become separatist. More genres of film have become separatist. There's a lot of films where you wouldn't see certain people on from other walks of whatever type. Even if you see a comedy nowadays, there's certain comedians you wouldn't see in certain movies and so forth and so on. Hopefully somebody listens to this and gets an idea and brings everybody to the theater with something that, joins people together more instead of separating them.
There's been quite a few mixes, though.
Okay, we got somebody looking them up. Go ahead.
So, this is the 10 most underrated rap metal songs.
Okay.
You have a few.
So, right here, it's Kid Rock, Fist of Rage, they're saying. It's Kid Rock.
Okay.
That was number 10.
Kid Rock is like rock metal by himself.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when
Cypress
two groups...
Cypress Hill Trouble.
Okay. Who did they do that with?
Just
again, Cypress Hill, they were hip-hop metal. They did a lot of kind of hip-hop metal crossovers. It was very natural.
They did a lot of stuff
He P.E., I want to say it is.
Public Enemy.
Featuring
Public Enemy and... Huh?
Stay Ready.
Public Enemy actually was one of the few rap groups that regularly dipped over and did collaborations. They did it with Anthrax.
Famously with Anthrax. They remade Bring the Noise with Anthrax, and everybody went crazy over it.
Korn, Children of the Corn, featuring Ice Cube.
I remember that too.
Where are we at here? Tech Nine. I mean, Tech Nine does like his own thing anyways.
But that's what I appreciate, is I appreciate collaborative efforts from two very distinct genres,
They can come together and find a middle ground and make some magical music.
And the fun thing about this is a lot of it, with the exception of maybe Cypress Hill and Run DMC, a lot of it these were people that didn't normally get together to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Though I think Biohazard and Onyx had like a relationship, didn't they? Music-wise?
They got to tour together. Actually, when Anthrax and Public Enemy did Bring the Noise, they went on tour together. Onyx was part of that. And they got to do stuff with Anthrax too on live. Like, I don't know if any of you know that song by Onyx, Slam. Yeah. That's basically slam dancing, mosh pit to hip-hop.
Right.
And they got to do that with them.
I can tell you a quick story about Slam, and I may have told you guys this before, but when I was in high school, and I say this sighing fucking deeply, when I was in high school, I went to an agricultural high school in Danvers, Massachusetts.
Agricultural.
All any of my Aggies that are listening to this right now, this is what I went off to do, and I did not go off to go to an agricultural school because I was. It wasn't something. I went there because of the hard work. I went there because I like to get my hands dirty, right? So, what the whole thing was is there at one point. You got now. I got to roll back a little bit. talk to me here, because I got to roll back a little bit. My brain's
all right. When it comes to like like my aspect of music, like what we were saying, because I was still just looking up like a little thing while you brainstorm on your thing.
Okay.
There's a lot of different artists that have like come around and tried to do mix songs. Right. I mean, Lil Wayne did a rap album. All the songs are trash except for like 2. You know what I mean?
You mean a metal album?
Yeah, like metal rock.
You said a rap album.
Well, you know what I mean. I've been drinking.
Yes, you have.
This statement has been brought to you by Coors Light. No,
pretty much.
But when it comes down to it, like plenty of people attempt to do it. It's just you actually need to be a skilled artist to really switch it up from one thing to another.
Right.
And there's not a lot of skilled artists out there. Anybody can be an artist nowadays.
Oh, well, I mean, I agree that at this point there isn't a lot of skilled artists out there. There are not a lot of people that are, I mean, not heavily auto-tuned, heavily manufactured music. Mm-hmm. They kind of fine-tune things to a point. And honestly, pardon me, you don't even have to have a fucking voice anymore.
Well, there's this guy, Hobo Johnson. Have you heard of him?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Most unorthodox music that you will ever think, like when you're listening to it. It doesn't rhyme. You know what I mean? It has its own complete flow, but he's blowing up. Hobo Johnson.
Mm.
Like it doesn't rhyme. It's not music per se, but it is. But when you kind of break down music, it has that one definition only.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like.
Okay, now that I've rolled my brain back a little bit, I'm going to cut you off for a second.
Roll my brain.
So anyway, like I said, I went to the agricultural school, and now you've got to picture
this conversation.
A lot of the people that went to this agricultural school were people that were having a tough time other places, and they needed sort of a place to kind of fit in, a place to call their own. And that's kind of what the agricultural school catered to, and a lot of these people, they loved working with their hands. It wasn't so much about the academics. Along with this went 2 particular groups. Now you were talking about the song Slam.
Slam.
We had 2 little gangs in our school. Now these are gangs of kids that just
they weren't mafia.
I don't even know what to say about them. But the 2 gangs were based off of musical interests. We had the Headbangers. They gave themselves fucking names. You can't just be gangs. You can't just be little thugs. You got to go around and give yourself names.
And they want to have those rituals because they need to belong to something.
And the other little gang was called Slam.
Slam!
So legitimately, you had 2 groups of people that got annoyed with each other based solely off their musical interests. That's my whole story.
Yeah, wow.
There wasn't a lot of fun to that story. It was annoying.
But yeah, it was like, just basically youthful stupidity at its finest.
It was pretty bad.
Because if you go back in American music, all American music have more in common that people care to admit because it all comes from the blues. Most popular American music, so to say.
Okay.
It all comes from the blues. The blues is the roots of everything, including country, including everything. So, if you really look back at it, you shouldn't judge people based on musical preference. Mind you, musical preference and musical taste is not the same thing. I will judge you on your musical taste, not your general preference.
Okay, and I'm gonna call you out and qualify something at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
You have turned on a trailer in the background to one of my favorite movies, Tag. And I'm not talking about that movie about the game of tag. I'm talking about the Japanese film Tag, which was so fucking
There is a movie about the game of tag?
Yeah, you don't remember that? Jeremy Renner.
Oh, yeah.
John Hamm's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's
you
one
have
of those things that you want to forget.
So the reason why I'm calling you out is I'm going to say next week, this is what we're watching. We are watching this film for next week. It was not really. It was rated a 6.1 on IMDb. I think it was an undershoot, and I think that the idea behind the movie was fantastic. It is gory as hell. It is bloody as hell.
I know Nico will love this one.
A ton of fucking action.
Okay, we'll get it in.
What about tits and ass?
It's an entire movie based around schoolgirls. There's not, you don't see it. There's no nudity, but there's plenty.
Boo.
Of
a lot of violence. It's a boo.
Boo. You need the uncensored version with the nudity.
I want boobs.
Boobs. Well, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Yeah, I could take one out if you'd like.
No, thank you.
No? Okay.
Not the right boobs.
I'm losing weight. I'm not going to have them for long, so, get them while you can.
No, you used to have a decent rack. Not anymore, though. You're losing that.
Like I said, I'm losing them, so you got to get them while you can. Before they're not boobs anymore, they're
You're
pecs.
really close to having a chest. No more breasts.
Right.
Breast of the chest of the chesticle besticles.
No more moobs.
No more breasticles.
Breasticles.
Chesticles, they call them.
And with the lack of flabby tits, we're going to go ahead and move on to...
Pitch Storm!
Yes, that.
We have to adopt that. We should record Seth doing that intro.
I'm handing that to you.
If I may ask, could you do it again?
Pitch Storm!
Then I'm going to hand this to him, and I'm going to hand this to you.
It's either that or Pitch Storm.
You are going to be our first Pitch Storm, and you are going to be our second Pitch Storm.
Okay, Dougie.
Okay, so what do we got for our first Pitch Storm?
So, the character is the best hacker in the world. Alright?
Okay.
I like.
And he battles a mysterious monster that can take the form of anything that it kills.
A hacker?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already got a little bit of plot going on in my head.
A changeling kind of monster. Throw us some notes.
Oh, we already did this one. I don't like this one. Give me a different note.
You need a different note?
Great news! We're going to cast porn stars for every role.
Nah.
We've already done that.
Didn't we do that?
Yeah.
Already?
I think we did.
I think we need more tornadoes in this movie.
Tornadoes.
Which I could fucks with this whole plot.
And I'm going to cut you off again. That is another one of my movies. It just came out on fucking Spotify. Not Spotify, on Prime.
Hackers versus tornadoes.
No. Clownado.
Oh, yeah.
Clownado. It just came out on Prime.
Yeah.
For free. And I'm like, that is a bad movie. And it's a recent movie.
Enjoy.
We need to watch that.
I'm good, love. Enjoy.
Right? Okay. So, the best hacker in the world.
Steven Yeun.
Who?
Steven Yeun.
Steven Yeun? We're going to make it Steven Yeun?
Yeah.
Okay.
The girl with the dragon tattoo. Character.
I want it to be stereotypical.
Who was which one? Which one are you talking about, though? Were you talking about the one that played in the Swedish version of the film or the American version?
Either or. The one that played the Swedish version was Noomi Rapace, right?
I think so, yes.
And the one who played the one that was a very skinny girl. I really like the Swedish version better, actually.
Okay, so let's see who we have here. So, girl. Hi, how are you?
We're drinking. This is how drinking.
So, the girl with the dragon tattoo in the Americanized version is Rooney Mara.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Noomi Rapace better.
Okay, so we're not going to do Rooney Mara. We got, you said, what's her name again?
Who did you say, Seth?
Steven Yeun. Asian character.
Yeah.
Steven Yeun, that's the guy from Mayhem.
Uh-huh. You know who I like, too? The guy that does Mr. Robot. Malik Ramek.
Oh, yeah, the guy, he was in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, he played Freddie Mercury also, but Mr. Robot will be...
Why not have a pair? Or we could have a small team. Best hacker in the world. We got all three.
A team of hackers.
A small team of hackers.
So we all agree that Steven Yeun is the best because he's Asian.
Right.
No.
But because he's Asian, yes.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa.
There we go.
Stereotypes of misunderstood.
Stereotypes. Go ahead. You've seen that song? Ever seen the spoof song that they did? My Favorite Alien did a song called Stereotypes. Fantastic. It is funny as hell. I'll play it for you when we're done here.
No.
I agree. I think the reason why I say three separate hackers, one of them is eventually going to be the best in the world because the other two are going to get their fucking asses killed. Because the whole premise of the movie is a mysterious monster who takes on the form of anybody that they kill. Which means that we could potentially have fights between all three of these people because this creature takes on their form.
So the whole thing is there's a series of murders that are going around.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now this particular monster can take the form of human animal, bug, doesn't matter.
All right.
So the whole thing, like, doesn't matter what it kills, it can become, and it keeps it in its own mind. You know what I mean? Like it can turn into that whenever. Person, thing, doesn't matter. Everything. If he wants to turn into the bug at this point in time, he can.
Okay.
If he wants to turn into the dog, he can. He already killed that specific thing.
Right. It can only turn into the thing that it kills, though.
Yeah. So, but it's causing a string of murders.
Okay.
And these hackers kind of, put two and two together. Like, they're the three hackers in the world that have realized that all these murders have been happening, and, there's a pattern to it. You know what I mean? So, the pattern of, famous person was killed. Next thing you know, they murdered somebody, 2 weeks later. You know what I mean? And, this constantly occurs, but nobody knows why.
Okay. I feel like we could take it to almost a weird sci-fi area. And seeing as we're talking about the best hackers in the world, this creature was born out of, sort of a supernatural state, but it also has to do with tainted virtual reality AI.
That sounds
which has managed to figure out how to take corporeal form.
Okay.
So the reason why the hackers are important at this point is it's tainted AI, it's super complex code, and this thing, the reason why it's able to take on these people's personas, they're able to look and sound the same, is because it's able to sort of, I would say emulate, copy them, and it sort of just adds them to their code and it continues on.
Yeah.
All right, so do we have anybody else that we want to add to this movie?
All right.
Maybe the guy that originally created the program. I'm thinking an older dude.
An older dude. I'm thinking somebody crazy or crazy looking. John Malkovich.
John Malkovich. You know who does not get a lot of play that really needs more play?
As a crazy dude?
As a crazy dude. Christopher Lloyd.
I think that's exactly what I'm talking about. He played in Armageddon.
Yeah, he was also in the 88.
He was in the 88 too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Lloyd
thinking
is
of him. I
a
couldn't
better.
think of his name.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. Lloyd's a better choice. Also, Christopher Walken. More cowbell.
Or, Christopher Walken is like dead serious too, though. Like, he can do Goofy.
Yeah, he could do anything.
And there you go. So we have a team of
mean dude. No, it should be only one.
Just one guy.
No.
One solid
This isn't
guy.
what I'm thinking of.
No, who are you thinking of?
Hold on.
Steve Buscemi?
Maybe.
Yeah, him too.
The crazy guy that rides the rides the nuclear bomb?
Yeah, that's what I was
Do not ride the nuclear weapon!
Yes.
Just wanted to feel the power between my legs, boss! Don't we all? Anyway.
We're not all Irish here.
No. I like to know what more than 3 inches feels like. Some of us won a nickel and we only got 3 cents. Anyhow.
Well,
that being said, okay, so where are we heading with this? Because this seems like we've already kind of summed it up pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, it takes on the form of anything. They have to pretty much. One of them is going to have to figure out a specific program that can lock on to its core energy, and that's how they end up figuring out who it is.
I like this as a Hunger Games or Battle Royale kind of thing, where hackers from all over the world are brought in to take down this creature.
Because it's really a threat to everything.
No.
Right? So it's almost like arena combat against this creature.
No, guys. We need more tornadoes in this movie.
More tornadoes.
Now, I got this.
Okay.
The being, you know what I mean?
The entity.
There's a tornado, you know what I mean, that is on in the playing field that they're at, and it ends up about to hit him, but the power of it goes down so low when it hits him, he kind of disperses the air, so he killed the tornado. You know what I mean? At that point, it wasn't a full tornado, but you know what I mean? It was like the gust of wind. And because he stands in the middle of it, it kind of like disperses the air to kill the tornado.
More of a leaf-nado, a dirt-nado.
Yeah. And once he...
Dust devil.
Yeah.
Little dust devil.
But once he becomes that, once he kills it, his body will now manifest an actual tornado.
Okay.
And that's the finalized version of him.
So the finalized version of him is literally a cybernetic tornado. Mm-hmm. That's fucked. Okay, I see.
Very much so.
It's a little fucked.
Yeah,
so literally the final battle is between one hacker and a cybernetic tornado.
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt?
Mm-hmm. What?
Who's as the last hacker?
As the last hacker. And she gets her balls from Twister. And she shoots him up in there. Which
I like Helen Hunt for any strong female role.
Mm-hmm. And it's the same concept of
You
Twister.
saw what he did there, though, don't you, Omar? Pulling in Helen Hunt to defeat a tornado.
And the balls that she does to track the tornado, isn't to track the tornado. It sends out an electrical pulse that disables him.
Right. All right, there we go. Sounds good. I like where we went with that. All right. So, Mr. Omar, what is your pitch storm?
Pitch storm.
So I have the U.S. president. Let's not do Trump this time.
We're not doing president. No.
Let's do Nixon.
Well, no, we can do the U.S. president. If it's not set in the past, we can just name somebody president.
I would like Nixon though. For some reason, Nixon is fun to make fun of.
Is this set in the past though?
Well,
no.
Just read it. Read everything.
Okay, the U.S. president receives an unexpected message from God. Honestly, I think it's too funny. Can you try a more serious take?
Yes.
Yes and no.
I got this.
Yes and no. Let's keep the message from God, but let's just...
U.S. President John F. Kennedy receives an unexpected message from God. Makes him want to expose all the people who want to enslave every man, woman, and child of America. He gets assassinated. Boom! We just made a movie based off of real facts that isn't real facts.
It's probably facts that he says some crazy shit like that.
Okay.
We'll add the real facts, but it's not like he got the message from God and that's why he did
the
things that he did.
He didn't.
Wow. Okay.
Kennedy.
I kind of like the idea, but I want to go future tense rather than past tense.
The first woman president.
What I'm feeling is a president that is deeply that they don't know it, but he is deeply schizophrenic, and he thinks he's talking to God.
Kanye West.
There you go. Yes.
There we go. Future President Kanye. We're going to do a movie about future President Kanye West.
But not played by Kanye West.
We'll find somebody with a similar name like Kanye East.
No. We're going to get somebody to play Kanye West.
Played by Kevin Hart.
No.
What's that guy's name from SNL? Shoot. I can't think. No.
Keenan, no. Michael Che?
Michael Che.
Yes.
Get Michael Che to play Kanye West.
How dramatic can Michael Che get, though?
I don't think it needs to be fully dramatic.
What is the name of that kid that he's now a grown man? Everybody Hates Chris? That kid? He could play Kanye West and make Kanye West look super crazy.
So, who are we going to put... cast as God?
You know who else? The guy who played Steve Urkel back in the day. Could make Kanye West sounds crazy.
Who are we?
Jaleel White.
White.
Why not have him as God?
As God. Let me see.
No, you need somebody a little bit more intimidating.
Stern.
Yeah.
You know who I'm thinking of? God? Denzel.
So Tyler James Williams is Chris. And Everybody Hates Chris. James Earl Jones is God?
No. Forrest Whitaker. Because he looks crazy.
I think Forrest Whitaker, yeah, that actually...
As God? Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker is God. That would actually be...
I've never seen
But he doesn't need to be... I think he needs to be... I think that the Kanye character needs to be a bit crazy.
Oh, like batshit.
But I think Forrest Whitaker needs to be just dead serious as hell.
Which is why he got an unexpected message from God.
Yeah. Right? Because you get, I'm tired of you going around touting that you are one of my chosen children. So
President West.
I think it's going to be sort of like a Charles Dickens A Christmas Carol kind of thing, where he puts him through 3 trials
to bring him to be more down to earth.
Right, and he puts him through a series of trials that try to make him a better man. And the more that he fails these trials, the more Forrest is just like, oh my fucking god.
Now let's put it that like America is like war torn at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
and this guy is too busy drunk on himself to see the issues.
Yeah.
That he himself has created.
Yeah. So Forrest Whitaker has to teach him to become a better what he first started out as, a man of the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Become a better president by becoming a better human.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I like 3 people visit him. I got 1. You guys can pick the other 2.
Who did you get? Forrest Whitaker?
Well, Forrest Whitaker is God.
Okay, so somebody should be the devil.
Somebody should be the devil.
I like Michael Caine.
Michael Caine is the devil?
Yes. Michael Caine or Ben Kingsley.
We're trying to make this a serious movie, right? It's a fairly serious movie?
No, both funny about serious things.
I think that we're talking serious. Now, they didn't say that we couldn't go action with the film. Right? So we've got a film that we don't want to be comedic, but we can turn this into sort of an action-oriented film.
Which could have a little bit of comedy involved.
A little bit.
Like quirky snips from the devil.
I think Forrest Whitaker should be God.
I think Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard should be the devil. Yes.
You gotta look him up.
Look him up. You'll love him.
Eddie Izzard? Yeah, Eddie Izzard's great.
You saw the Mystery Men with me, didn't you?
Yeah.
He was one of the disco. He was one of the disco gangsters.
Have you seen his stand-up?
Yes, he's fucking funny as hell.
He's crazy.
He also played the main villain in My Super Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah, true.
That was a fantastic
movie.
Eddie
Izzard at the devil, but that's a third character.
Are we doing
that? Should be probably a go-between.
Like pre-op or post-op? Eddie Izzard.
Excuse me?
Pre-op or post-op?
Is there a post-op? What do you mean?
Yeah. Look through, man.
I don't know. I think that's just he put on makeup and a pink beret. I don't think that's post-op.
Oh, there's other ones.
But I'll look into it. I didn't think that. Okay, maybe he's a woman now. I don't know.
Adina?
I don't know. I don't know.
Adina Izzarda.
No, that's Eddie Izzard.
Yeah. Like he's.
I didn't realize that.
No, he didn't. He's just being Eddie Izzard.
No, this is real.
Okay, well look, we'll debate the realness of it afterwards. Okay, I don't care if he's a woman now. That's fantastic.
Well, the Eddie Izzard we all know and love.
He can play the female devil. I don't care.
Yeah,
I love him. He's a fantastic comedian. If he is now a she, then fantastic for her. I love Edwina Izzard, if that's what he wants to be called now. I don't know what that is.
There you go. And I go between, like, basically, God, the devil, and something else. What will be that something else?
So I want to say that there's a third thing that neither God nor the devil know about. It is something that has never been. I want to say it's something that's never been mentioned in the Bible, but there's a go-between. There's a guy that is halfway in between,
and we're gonna call it the is.
Think of it like after Pandora's box, all the evil was let out into the world. They had to reopen up Pandora's box for hope.
Right. So that last guy, I think Trevor Noah.
Yes.
No.
Can he be the comedic aspect of this? Where, like, the devil and God are fighting, and he just, like, randomly shows up every now and again. You know what I mean?
I like Trevor Noah, but
sorry.
I also would think that the comedic aspect, that last element, that is the go-between good and evil, should be a Muppet.
So, Okay, so the reason why I was saying Trevor Noah is I feel like Trevor Noah... You want him to be a Muppet?
Oh, you got it? Oh, you did hear it.
I just stop for a minute. Wait, what?
Some Muppet, Skeeter, something.
Just a Muppet. Just a puppet of some sort.
Yeah.
The reason why I was saying Trevor Noah, I think that he should be like
just guiding him through
Kanye's
his world.
closest confidant. Not necessarily the vice president or anything like that, but his closest confidant. And these things are going on around Kanye. And the thing is that the guy that Trevor Noah plays sees everything but ignores that it's going on and kind of pretends that Kanye might be crazy.
Yeah. And just let it be for his own personal gain, somehow.
Trevor Noah is saying Kanye. Kanye West is batshit crazy. Like what Kanye West thinks Kanye West is like the president. Trevor Noah is actually who he is, minus the confusion of the God and the devil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? So like it's like Kanye West could be Trevor Noah.
Right.
But right now he's Kanye West.
Okay.
I see it. Basically, Trevor Noah is Kanye West minus the self-aggrandizement and schizophrenia that Kanye West is.
Right.
So he sees himself as this thing, you know what I mean, which causes him to make all these irrepressible actions. And when, in all reality, like, if he got the proper help or if he chooses the right thing, he will become... like,
a better person.
Yeah, a better person. Trevor
Therefore,
Noah,
a better president.
I mean? Like,
President West.
Different.
Okay.
What should we call this film? President West?
West Wing.
Yes!
The good and evil of politics.
Mind you, this would be a movie because you can't. I mean, there's a TV show called The West Wing, but just West Wing. Period. You don't have to add the. Just West Wing.
Past the West Wing.
Huh.
Or The West Wings. And you put an S on it, and there's the one side's
West
the devil
Wings.
wing.
West Wings.
One's the devil wing. The other one is
West
an angel
Wings.
wing.
Right. That actually makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
And he just constantly has these two things that are pulling it. It's all divine intervention, but half of it's bad, half of it's good, and then you got the one thing in the middle that's just like...
That is explaining balance, that comes to bring balance. That will have such a strong message.
So you have the devil wing, angel wing, Trevor Noah, Kanye West.
And I like the idea of maybe having a therapist on hand at all times.
Dr. Linda from Lucifer.
I don't want it to be somebody that's already played a therapist. I want it to be somebody that you wouldn't think of as a therapist even remotely.
Somebody that looks pretty crazy. I like, for that role, somebody that's normally an action hero. That looks tough, but is really a therapist.
Schwarzenegger as Kanye West's therapist.
Or Van Damme.
He doesn't say a word the whole entire movie. He doesn't say a fucking word.
He'll say 2 words. He said, "Tell me." So this is blah, 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 you know, Kanye West just running off.
Like the rest of it, like when you do show him, like he's just like,
and he just said,
yeah, like hums and ha's, but no actual words until the end. When he's like, I just think you're batshit crazy. You know?
Yeah.
I like that.
Probably towards the end or before the beginning of him having these dreams with this God, the devil, and the go-between come to him.
I like this.
So I'm a therapist here, see?
Interesting.
That's one of the villagers from Minecraft. Anyway, I think we've run the full gambit of this movie too. Both of these were very quick.
How about we make the first lady for President West cheat on him with the whole Secret Service?
So we're basically Kim Kardashian.
Just for shits and giggles.
Who's saying that Kim Kardashian's the one that's going to be his first lady?
No, it could be somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, Paris Hilton.
And he's kind of self-involved. He may get that thought in his head. I need somebody that's going to get me the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Paris Hilton made a rap album.
Yeah, Paris. Is it?
God. Okay, I don't mind being the first lady, Kanye, but you need to put me on your next album.
Some people.
Paris Hilton Yoko's his next album.
Yoko's.
The real niggas in Paris. Bam!
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
What does that even mean? No one knows what it means. I just figured it out.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not them traveling to Paris.
You just call it...
Running an Eiffel Tower on
Paris.
No,
operatives in Paris. Because it's the Secret Service you're shitting with. Operatives in Paris.
Well, why not? There's already been one night in Paris, and then another night in Paris, and now...
one long, dark night in Paris.
Oh, boy. Well, I guess what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yes, sir.
Him being the goose, and, you know...
But yeah, that will be one film that we probably might.
That's probably one of the movies that won't get made.
That one's like legit. I mean,
somebody will do an independent film.
Just the standalone. The president of the United States gets an unexpected message from
Uncle
God.
Lloyd Kaufman. We
put the devil in God, you know what I mean? Like just that aspect alone.
Yeah, this will be our IFC thing, the Cannes Film Festival thing, the independent film that will probably get no money but lots of awards. The other one about the hackers, that will be our moneymaker.
That's our moneymaker. Right. I see this. I honestly, I don't see Cannes Film Fest. I'm gonna be honest with myself. At best, we're not looking at Cannes. They're not looking at that. There's a Tromaville festival that happens in New York every year.
Tribeca. Okay, let's not go to Cannes. Let's just go right there to New York and go to Tribeca Film Festival.
Right. That's about as far as we really need to get. We don't need to have delusions of grandeur. We just need to get seen by some
people. The other one, though, won't get no Oscar, but will make lots of money. The one about the hackers.
Right.
I think that the U.S. president one, we do, because I just saw Coach Carter up on the TV. We do need Samuel L. Jackson at one point, you know what I mean? Just to yell motherfucker.
No, I think honestly, I want to have one movie where you don't watch wrestling too much, do you? Mm. You know, okay. The character Ron Simmons, his character in the WWE was Farouk, and after a while, he was reduced to this guy that would just randomly pop up out of nowhere and just say, "Damn." That's all he did. He said nothing else, just damn.
Randomly. I know.
I feel that. I just want to have Samuel L. Jackson just popping up randomly in the movie during dumb moments and just, motherfucker.
He's like head of the Secret Service.
He could be like the secret. Yeah, head of the Secret Service or head of like the Secretary of Defense. Like a high military dude with all his, his gallons and medals on him, his military shit, and just look at this crazy guy's decision. Be like,
President West just
motherfucker.
And it's funny because West Wing,
right?
The West Wing, but it's Kanye West.
Yeah,
West Wings.
West Wings.
Play on words on this one.
Right. No, I like it.
But President West makes another comment about Kim Jong Un. You know what I mean? It's just him sitting there, motherfucker.
Kim Jong Kardashian.
And sometimes just going into his mind, at some point, okay, so here's what I want to say. And this guy's thinking, here comes this motherfucker again.
Right, but I like him just for, he doesn't get to say anything else in the entire movie. He literally just...
Oh no, he will say in his mind, when he starts saying, so I got something to say, I have an idea. Motherfucker.
Constantly, every dumb thing that happens, just that's how he exclaims the point. Just motherfucker, you know.
Motherfucker.
I think Samuel L. Jackson will do some shit like that for free, just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it. All right.
Low budget film.
So we'll go ahead and tie that up for the evening. Fantastic. Again, hey.
Wish out.
Independent films. Anybody want to write this shit with us? Contact us on Facebook through Cinematic Anarchy. We would love to sit down
and shoot the shit and bounce ideas. Things. Yes.
Right? Because that's what we do. We sit here, we come here on the weekends, and we shoot the shit and we bounce ideas off each other.
Basically.
One of these days, we're going to have to do just a little bit more. Again, that's all about the donations. We need a little bit more money so we can spend a little bit more time doing the things we love.
Definitely.
Otherwise, it's back to our 9 to 5 on Monday.
Indeed. As it is Sunday and tomorrow is Monday.
And fantastic way to spend my birthday. Thank you guys for coming down.
Much love. Happy birthday, Jeffe.
Yes.
Happy birthday, El Jeffe.
There you go.
Happy birthday, El Jeffe.
Jeffe. Jeffe.
Happy birthday, El Jeffe.
Saying that with almost a Jewish.
It's not a Jewish.
L'chaim.
You should sing it in Marilyn Monroe's voice.
Happy birthday, El Jeffe.
Happy birthday. No. Okay, we're good.
Anyway, I do wish you a happy birthday. Many, many blessings. Much growth. We become wiser. We become better as we age. I wish you most health, because health is wealth, and keep it going.
Right.
All right.
Sounds good. Hey, it sounds fine to me.
Many more.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
That's the plan, right?
I came to the sad realization that most of my relatives have not made it out of their 40s. So I've got to take some
measures
changes.
To break that pattern.
Make some changes.
All right.
And that requires a little bit of willpower, which I have not been putting out there in the universe.
I haven't been able to muster, but you will eventually.
All right.
And now it's time for us to get what they call the fuck out of here.
Right. I've had you guys hovering around the house.
Fuck you guys and get him.
This is one of those early, not one of the early morning ones. We sat around and had a couple of drinks, which I appreciate. And I've definitely got to get the beer out of here.
This doesn't get to happen much.
You get to take that one with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
One love.
I didn't say peace.
Let's
yes, I
get
did. Damn it.
together and